joining my first ever fragrance review. I'm going to be talking about a house that is so fantastic that I think it is signature house worthy, and that is EBK, which stands for Essence Beyond Known. If you're anything like me, you've probably heard a little bit about them over the last year or so, but haven't been able to find a lot of information on the internet or even on YouTube, or sample their fragrances in department stores like Neiman Marcus or even Harrods. And that's because they are an exclusive brand and you have to reach out to them directly in order to get your hands on a bottle of one of their fragrances. So I'm going to talk to you about how to order, how quickly they come, which ones I recommend starting with for both men and women, as well as a giveaway. I was able to collaborate with the house to get a bottle of one of my favorite scents from this line to give to you. So stick around to learn how to win and to meet all of these amazing scents. The first fragrance I want to introduce you to is Ruby and Vanilla Intense. The notes include vanilla absolute, bergamot, patchouli, velvety notes, Sicilian mandarin, amber, almond, and goyak wood. This fragrance is one of the signature creations of EBK Paris. The ambition behind it was to embody the utmost temptation, depth, and captivating romance of a red ruby stone. It takes you back to the origin of inspiration, a story of the French opera house in Paris back in 1669. So Ruby and Vanilla Intense is what inspired me to buy my first bottle from EBK Paris. And I had watched a couple of other YouTube reviews, was looking for a really great vanilla, and I went ahead and blind bought this one, and I have not been disappointed. She is a modern, sophisticated, very luxurious and plush vanilla scent. It's not like anything I have ever smelled before for a vanilla scent. I definitely can get the vibes of the opera house, the sophistication, the red ruby. It totally matches its inspiration. It is just one of the most well-blended vanilla scents that I have ever smelled. In the opening, you definitely get the vanilla and the citrus, and then the longer you wear it and it dries down a little bit, you get the amber and the oud and a little hint of the almond. It's not like, like Xerjoff's Italica where you can smell the almond really pronounced in it. It's very kind of behind the scenes, but they're just enough to kind of pull it all together. It is just so fresh and so airy. It's just a beautiful scent. I do think that this could be worn by either a man or a woman, so it is a shared scent. However, I do think it leans a little more feminine. As far as longevity, it is absolute beast mode. If you spray it on, you can smell it on yourself all day long. Definitely a compliment getter. And I think it can be worn year-round. I've worn it a few times, gotten compliments. I've worn it in colder weather as it's, obviously still winter, but it performed very well. I could smell it on my clothes days later. I highly, highly, highly recommend this scent. It is so well done and just a wow factor for me. Overall, I give this scent a 9 out of 10. This next fragrance is a sister to Ruby and Vanilla Intense and is EBK Paris's most recent release. And she is Ruby and Vanilla Neroli. The notes include bergamot, neroli, lavender, vanilla absolute, patchouli, orange blossom, dry wood, oriental powder, and almond. The inspiration is bright and sophisticated. Ruby and Vanilla Neroli takes you to the red carpet ceremony at the resort city of Cannes on the French Riviera. So Ruby and Vanilla Neroli is the second scent that I purchased from EBK, and she is the sister of Intense, and you can still get the citrus notes from it, but I think it's a little bit dialed back and has a little more lavender. You still get the vanilla, but now you have the neroli, and it's just a very pretty blend and very pretty scent. I don't think this one lasts quite as long as the Intense, but I think this is a fragrance that you could wear every day, to the office, to a meeting. You could wear it out if you wanted to. It's just not quite as intense as the Ruby and Vanilla Intense, obviously. But she is just very stunning. I think it's a great, great everyday scent. It's just complex but delicate. I highly recommend this scent. I think it does lean a little more feminine, but you know, if a man wanted to pull it off, he totally could. I think this is just a really, really safe blind buy. So definitely recommend this to anyone. I bought both of them together, both the Intense and Neroli. I love the addition of the Neroli and that little bit of lavender that's added in there. I think this is a little bit more of a bright scent than the Intense is, but a love at first sniff for me for sure. Overall, I give this scent a 9.5 out of 10. This next gorgeous fragrance is the third sister to the previous two. Don't have the full bottle yet, but when I ordered the previous two together, I was gifted the travel size of Ruby and Vanilla Oud. The notes include Goyak wood, incense, Madagascar vanilla, agar wood, ambergris, powdery notes, Damasceno rose, and black musk. The opulent and sophisticated composition of Ruby and Vanilla Oud takes you to the seaside of the Bosphorus. In the heart of the majestic interiors, it gleams with gold and sunlight. Ruby and Vanilla Oud, like I said, is the third sister in the trio. I'm going to make a comparison for you here soon. But to talk about the scent, I still get the sweetness of the vanilla, but you can quickly detect the oud and the musk. And as you wear it and it kind of dries down, you get a woody scent, you get the powderiness, and I love powdery scents. So I definitely would recommend this scent for like a nice event, a nice dinner out, date night, even, you know, wear it to the theater or a nice concert. It's just so well done and so gorgeous. I don't have the full bottle yet, but I do intend on getting it. It's a very mature and modern sense. It's not mature like old, it's mature like grown up. It's kind of like the mature older sister of the three. And speaking of that, these scents don't smell anything like Delina, so don't think that, but I want to make a comparison. So I think Ruby and Vanilla Intense is going to be your original Delina, if we're making the comparison. And then the Neroli is more like the rosé. And then this one, I would say, is more similar to Delina Exclusive, if you were making kind of how they are related to each other. You can definitely tell that there is a strong DNA between the three. And then I think the longevity on this one is fantastic. I wore it a couple times and it lasted on me all day, and I could even smell it on my clothes as well. And I will say this entire house, all of the fragrances have fantastic longevity and sillage. They're all just so well done and great quality ingredients. So overall, I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Next on the list is a fragrance that I only have a sample of for now, but it is a limited edition, meaning that they only make a certain amount each year, and that is number 46. The notes include musk, lemon, patchouli, agar wood, marshmallow, honey, ambergris, jasmine, leather, and incense. The number 46 exclusive edition was created to capture an incredible spirit of unity on the occasion of the 46th UAE National Day. So number 46, oh, it is just so modern and classic, and in the opening, I can really get the lemon and the musk and the leather. And then as it dries down, you really get like the honey and the ardwood and the jasmine. Oh, it's so pretty. I think this is a scent that you could wear all year round, maybe more formal. I typically don't like aldehydes, which is why I haven't bought the full bottle of this yet. But as I wore it a couple of times and it lingered on my skin and on my clothes, there was just something I kept smelling and I was like, oh, I really like that. It's just so beautiful. I really, really do recommend this. It is a limited edition, so I think they only sell a certain amount a year, maybe 1,200 is what I heard. So I do plan on getting it. Hopefully they'll have it and I can purchase it. Longevity is fantastic. There's no doubt this scent lasts for a very long time. I think that I didn't really like it in the beginning, but after I wore it, it really grew on me. And like I said, I kept getting just a scent that was so amazing. And I kept thinking, oh, I really, really do like this. So it grew on me. But overall, I would give this scent a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have another one that I have a sample of, and I totally plan on getting this one for my husband, and that is Alexandrite and Patchouli. The notes include cotton, linen, leather, patchouli, and musk. The inspiration is from a struggling man who has hit many bumps along his way, but has now just achieved his first big business deal that changed his life forever. Alexandrite and Patchouli is probably one of the best men's fragrances I've smelled in a long time. It's very sexy. It smells like a confident man with money. Interesting because that's its inspiration. To my nose, I get the musk and the leather right out of the gate when you first spray it on. But it dries down and you get the patchouli and the linen. You can still smell the musk. It's definitely more masculine leaning. I did wear it a couple of times. It's not quite feminine enough for me, but my husband immediately loved it. And I think that a man could wear this all year round. It has great longevity. It's got sillage as well. It performs very, very well, but it's not offensive. I think that you could wear it to the office. A man could wear it on a date. He could really wear it anytime because it's not overpowering, or it's not going to introduce itself before you introduce yourself when you walk into a room. I think it's a mature man, not an old man, but a very confident grown-up man, and just a very sexy scent. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. This next fragrance is a crowd pleaser, and that is Deep in Desire Yacht. The notes include black grapes, grapefruit peel, camellia tea, hazelnut, bergamot, cedarwood, and dark chocolate. This fragrance takes you on board the History Supreme, the most expensive yacht in the world, to cruise around the breathtaking coasts of Portofino, Italy on a hot summer day. So Deep in Desire Yacht, guys, this is absolutely decadent. It is the most scrumptious summer gourmand I have ever smelled. In the opening, you definitely get the black grapes and you get the grapefruit peel. And if you kind of mix those together, it almost smells like dried apricots. It is just stunning. I think that the dry down, you get a little more of the cedar wood and you get the hazelnut, and it finally kind of ends on this dark chocolate note. It definitely takes you through a journey. But at the same time, all of the notes, to me, I can smell them the entire time I wear it. And just when I think I'm smelling black grapes, I can smell the hazelnut. And then I smell the dark chocolate, and then back to black grapes. It is just oh my goodness, it's just so, so well done. This is a scent, 100%, that can be a shared fragrance. Men will love it, women will love it, men will love it on women, women will love it on men. It is, I cannot say enough good things about this fragrance. I think it's a great everyday scent. It's got great longevity, it's beast mode, it lasts forever. It's got incredible sillage, but it's not going to enter the room before you. It's definitely a very classy and refined scent as well. And I think that anybody who wears it, somebody's going to want to eat you up. It is so good. And I just think that this is a wonderful scent to blind buy. You will not be disappointed. And overall, I give this one a 9.5 out of 10. Next up, we have a fragrance so gorgeous. I dare to call her my new spring and summer signature, and that is Moonstone and Tuberose. The notes include Tuberose Absolute, gardenia, white musk, vetiver, jasmine, velvety notes, and angelica flowers. It's inspired by the incredibly beautiful tuberose blooming season in Spain. Moonstone and Tuberose. Wow, wow, wow. This scent is probably the most unique and gorgeous white florals I have ever smelled. I love white florals. However, sometimes, depending on the way that they're blended, the gardenia and the jasmine can tend to be a bit cloying and give me a headache, but not in this scent. It is so well blended. Right off the top, you get the tuberose, you get the gardenia, you get the musk a little bit. As it dries down, I mean, you can definitely smell the same as you smelled in the opening, but then you kind of slowly you get the jasmine, you get the vetiver and the gardenia, and a little bit of vanilla. It's most definitely a feminine leaning scent. It is 100% signature scent worthy. And like I said, this is going to be, or is, my new spring and summer signature scent. I absolutely adore this. I cannot imagine not having this in my collection. It's fantastic. Another safe blind buy, I think. I highly recommend this one to anybody who wants kind of that feminine white floral, great longevity. I can smell this on my clothes after I've worn it. I can smell it on myself, but it's not too strong. Like I said, it's not cloying. It's just so perfectly balanced and performs so well. And overall, I would give this one a solid 10 out of 10. The final fragrance on the list is so special, I cannot stop talking about it, and that is Aquamarine and Powder. The notes include lavender absolute, powdery notes, iris, musk, passion fruit, orchid, pink pepper, and sandalwood. It's inspired by the magnificent Santorini, Greece, where romantic melodies of traditional Greek songs echo through the bright and magical landscapes of the streets. Aquamarine and Powder quickly became my favorite scent. So when I ordered my first 2 bottles from EBK, they sent a discovery set. So there was a sample of this one in the discovery set, and I immediately liked it. But so I decided to wear it out a couple Saturdays ago, and I had to run some errands. I had to go to the grocery store, to the mall, and every single place I went, there were at least 1 or 2 people that came up to me and asked me what I was wearing. So of course I had to share the story of how I got it and EBK. This is just such a phenomenal scent. It is so unique, like nothing I have ever tried before. And I would say on the top, immediately I get the lavender, but it is so smooth and blended in so well. You do get the other scents, like the powdery notes. As you know, I mentioned I love the powdery notes. but you can pick up on the iris, the pink pepper, the musk. They're also blended well in there. You can still, smell the lavender throughout the entire life of the performance. It is worthy of signature scent. And I think, I just might think that this, out of the entire collection, is my overall signature now. I cannot say enough good words about this perfume that would do it justice. It is just so unique and so incredible. So I think that it does lean a little feminine, but 100% can be shared by men and women. And like I said, the longevity of all of the fragrances are great, but this one is just a powerhouse. It performs so well. I wore this to a really fancy event the other night, and again, multiple compliments. I could smell it on me the next day. Even after I showered, I kind of still smelled it in my hair. I sprayed it in my hair. But it's not an offensive scent. It is a great performer that doesn't, become too overbearing, or it's not offensive. It's not going to offend anyone. Right the opposite. I keep getting compliments. I love it. I will never not have a backup bottle of this. It's so nice. And when I ordered it, because I ordered a couple bottles together, EBK also sent me the travel size. So this is so exciting because I do travel for work and I can take this with me. But I'm so in love with this scent. I cannot say enough good things about it. Definitely think you should try this one. Overall, I give this one a 10 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review of all of the EBK fragrances. I did tell you that I would give you my recommendations of what to start with. So for the ladies, I would definitely recommend starting with Ruby and Vanilla Intense or Moonstone and Tuberose. I think these are both incredibly safe blind buys. I love Aquamarine and Powder, as you know, you just heard me talk about it, but I do think you should probably try that one first, but I definitely think you could buy either one of these. For men, another safe blind buy, I think, is going to be Deep in Desire Yacht. I also think that a woman could blind buy this and totally be safe, but it is gourmand. It is just absolutely gorgeous and definitely highly recommended as a first purchase from EBK. I will link all the details down below, so if you want to get in touch with them and order your first bottle, please do so. And now for the giveaway, I have a travel size of the Moonstone and Tuberose. So I have it all packaged up and ready to go. If you would like to win this travel size bottle, please comment below, subscribe, and hit like. And in the next week, I will choose the winner and let you know, and I will send it to you. Thanks, guys. Bye.